वक्रतुण्ड महाकाय सूर्यकोटि समप्रभा निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। ॐ नमो श्री गजानन श्री सिद्धि विनायक गजानन। जय अष्टविनायक गजानन मंगलमूर्ति गजानन।
All right. Hello everyone. This will be a very small class on Vara chakra and your success factor. Okay. So this is an extension from whatever we have learned during the Panchanga classes. And to begin things, Vara chakra is the one that that is involving the days of the week. So beginning from the origin of this galaxy, namely the sun, the remaining grahas follow starting from sun and ending with Ketu. This forms the natural weekday order, including the two nodes which form the borders between the beginning, the sun, and the end, which is Saturn. So this is what the Vara chakra is classified as according to Parashara. So starting with the sun, we number the remaining grahas accordingly. So it will end with Ketu. Okay. And the natural weekday order will also include the two nodes which will form the beginnings, which will form the borders at the beginning with the sun, and then towards the end, which is of course Saturn. So this is the serial number of the Vara lords. We start with a Sunday. So the sun is given serial number 1, then moon, then Mars, then Mercury, Jupiter, Venus, Saturn, Rahu, and Ketu. So this is according to the weekday order of the planets. So here we are not discussing Vedic numerology. Okay, we are not discussing Vedic numerology. We are only concerned with the Vara chakra, which includes numbering the planets in natural weekday order, and towards the end we include Rahu and Ketu. Okay, so of course we know that Rahu behaves like Saturn and Ketu behaves like Mars. All right, so we're not going into details with that. So this is the principle of the Vara chakra. The ninth from any graha in the Vara chakra will show your success factor, and doing activities related to that graha will bring you success. So if you go back to the Vara chakra, what happens? Suppose we are considering Mars, right? We are considering Mars. Then count 9 grahas from Mars. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we arrive at the moon. So if you're born on a Tuesday, doing activities which are related to the moon will bring you success. Similarly, suppose someone is born on a Thursday, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So doing activities related to Mercury will bring that person success. But what are those activities? Let us look at that. So if you're born on Sunday, the ninth graha from Sunday in the Vara chakra order would be Ketu. So you'll engage in spirituality, meditation, recluses, go to spiritual retreats. So this is all that Ketu stands for. And then treat people fairly without any favoritism or bias. Why does this happen? Because if you look at a sadhu, Ketu is the karaka for rishis, for ascetics, sorry. So if you look at a sadhu, he will never make any distinctions. For a sadhu, the saint and the sinner is always the same. The rich man and the poor man is always the same. Okay, so these are the things that you should always keep in mind, and you should always practice regularly if you are, if you're born on a Sunday. Okay, treating everyone without any kind of bias, because a sadhu will never have any bias. If a saint goes to a sadhu, he is also the son of God. And if a sinner goes into to a sadhu, then also he is a son of God. The karma that makes someone a saint or a sinner is of no interest for that sadhu. For him, everyone is Bhagwan ka bacha, right? So these are the activities that you do if you are born on a Sunday. Then Monday, if you're born on a Monday, the ninth graha from the moon would be the sun. So do homa and yagya. Light a ghee lamp at your place every evening after sunset. Become a guide or a mentor to someone and show them the right path. Okay, so this is all about the sun. Okay, doing homa and yagya. So the good karma that comes from doing a homa or a yagya, that ultimately goes to the sun. Okay, and lighting a ghee lamp at your place every evening after sunset, it signifies the authority of the sun. Okay, you're part of the earth wherever you're residing. That may go dark because of the rotation, but at the end of the day, the sun is always shining. So that ghee lamp which you're burning at your place will represent the power of the sun. And then become a guide or mentor to someone and show them the right path. So the sun is all about righteousness. Okay, the sun is all about righteousness. And the sun is all about providing guidance, because Surya is the natural Atma Karaka of the soul, the natural light of the soul. Okay, and then heal people without expectations. So the king always heals, isn't it? The king will, is there any reason for considering ninth from your birthday? Yes, because 9 is the number of dharma. Okay, 9 is the number of dharma. That is the reason we have considered the ninth graha from the day lord. That means the day of birth. So heal people without expectations. So the king should not expect from anyone. The king should be impartial. Okay, the king should be impartial. And the point is, Subro Saab says that he is Monday born, so of course it would be unfair to say that, okay, you do your consultations without payments. Nevertheless, but I'm sure Dr. Saab understands what I'm saying. All right. Then comes Tuesday. So Tuesday, the ninth graha would be the moon. So serve your mother unconditionally and provide emotional support to those in need. Okay, so the moon is all about providing support. The moon is all about the mother. The moon is the karaka for matri, sorry. So if you're providing emotional support to those in need and you are serving and loving your mother unconditionally, that actually indicates your success factor if you are born on a Tuesday. And then be loyal to your work or superiors and pay your taxes on time. So this concept comes from the fact that the sun derives its light, the moon derives its light from the sun. So if the sun would stop shining, the moon would also go out, isn't it? So the key is to be loyal, right? Because I'll just quote Jalaluddin Rumi in this. He has a very famous quote where he says that after all these years, the sun never says to the earth, "Look, I owe you. Look what a love like that can do." So what happens? The sun shines on everyone unconditionally, isn't it? So because the moon is deriving the light from the sun, at least there should be a gratitude factor involved. Okay, so that means you are paying your taxes. It implies that you are grateful to the services that that the country is providing you. You are using the country's resources to expand your business, to improve your life. So paying your taxes actually implies gratitude towards your country. Okay, then comes Wednesday. So worship any form of the divine and be regular in your worship. So if you look at Mercury, the ninth planet from Mercury is Mars. Yes, the ninth planet from Mercury is Mars, and Mars is the one who is regarded the closest to God. Okay, Mars is the one who is regarded as closest to God. I'll tell you why. And then engage in daily reading and writing activities. Okay, so if you look at Vedic numerology, okay, if you look at Vedic numerology, I discussed this in the Panchanga class, but those who have not heard that discussion. Anyways, so if you look at Vedic numerology, we consider only 10 numbers. Okay, from 0 to 9, there are 10 numbers, right? Now classify those 10 numbers in groups of 3. Okay, classify those 10 numbers in groups of 3. That would actually give you 3 groups, basically 4 groups basically. So the first group is 0, 1, and 2. Okay, so that 0 is you. Okay, you sprout from nothing and you will end in nothingness. Okay, The child, it sprouts from nothing, right? The child is you. The zero represents you. Shunya. Okay, so shunya is nothingness. So zero is you. Then one is your father, of course. One stands for the sun, and two is your mother, which stands for the moon. So 0, 1, and 2, you, your father, and your mother. Then comes 3, 4, and 5. 3 is your guru, because the number 3 is attributed to Jupiter. Okay, the number 3 is attributed to Jupiter. So 3 is your guru. 4 is all the bad things that you learn from your environment. Okay, because Rahu is the environment, and Rahu also represents breaking boundaries. So all the bad things that you learn, all the harmful things that you learn from the environment, and that environment could mean anything. It could mean your home, it could mean your school, it could mean your neighbor's place, it could mean your friend's place. So all the bad things that you learn from the environment, that is represented by 4, and 4 is signified by Rahu. Okay, and then 5 is Mercury, and Mercury is your learning. Okay, Mercury is you. It is you who is learning good things from the guru. It is you who is learning bad things from your friends, or maybe you're learning slangs in this at your school. You're learning slangs at your home. So that is number 4. Then we come to 6, 7, and 8. Again, 6 is Venus. 6 is Venus, and Venus is your spouse. Okay, so herein comes the difference between between Guru and Shukra. Okay, so Guru is the one who have taught you things, and Shukra is your spouse. By spouse, I don't only mean the male spouse, it could be the female spouse as well. Okay, so whenever the spouse comes, you are, the spouse is bound to take you away from your teacher, because now after listening to so many years, after listening to your teacher for so many years, you now start listening to your spouse. Yes, and once you are married, you'll never go back to the school or to the Gurukul where you had your education. You'll never remember your teachers, you'll never remember your teachers who taught you so many wonderful things. So you become, you become more devoted towards the spouse. That is Venus. So once the spouse comes, you think of expanding your family. That is the Kalatra. Okay, the Kalatra. And Kalatra is denoted by the by Ketu. Okay, because Ketu represents the seed, right? Ketu represents the seed, the sperm seed that is helping you to expand your family. And finally comes 8. 8 is again you and your sorrow. Okay, just like 5 is you and your learning, which is signified by Mercury. Similarly, 8 is you. So 8 is you. 8 is you and your dukkha. That means your sorrow. And everyone will be impacted by sorrow. You may be Mukesh Ambani, you may be Bill Gates, you may be Elon Musk, whoever you are. You may be a rickshaw walla on the street. Everyone will have sorrow, and that is Saturn's number 8. Okay, and there is no escaping from your sorrow. That is the reason, that 8. If you just tilt it towards the right or towards the left, you get the symbol of infinity. Okay, because you're just going round and round without being able to, escape the clutches of Saturn. Okay, that is 8. And finally 9 is left alone, right? 9 is left alone. So 9 represents your dharma, because all the dharmic activities that you do, they have to be done alone, right? So from dharma comes your karma, right? Your karma will come from, the deity that you believe in, the deity that you are praying to. Okay, for example, if you are praying to, say, Shiva, right? The mantra you'll be using most commonly is Om Namah Shivaya. Okay, so why you are using that mantra? That mantra you are using because you are praying to Shiva. Now you cannot pray to Vishnu and say Om Namah Shivaya. That will not work. So the dharma that you are following is actually creating your karma. Okay, so that has to be done, that your dharma has to be followed all alone. There is no one who can help you in that dharmic path. Similarly, the karma that you do, the fruits of that karma will be enjoyed by you and you alone. The fruits may be good, the fruits may be, the fruits may be unpleasant, but at the end of the day, you will be enjoying your fruits. No one can take your karma. Okay. Yes, Swagataba, you can ask your question. You can
Hi, Devarshi. I was listening to those numbers that you were actually speaking. It's quite interesting. I would like to actually deviate a little bit. Okay. For example, like 3, you said it's a number of guru, right?
Right.
So if you are lighting 3 diyas in your puja room, does it signify that you are lighting guru? Like, just asking.
3 actually is also the number of creation. Okay, because creation cannot happen with only two, because a mother and a father coming together, they have to create a child, right? So that three is also the number of creation, because we often said that you should not light two diyas. Okay, so if you're lighting one diya, that means you are saluting the sun. And if you're lighting three diyas, you are saluting the creative principle. You are not necessarily lighting up Guru, you are saluting the creative principle. And that is the reason Guru is the Karaka for children. Okay, Brihaspati is the Karaka for children.
All. Thank you.
Right. Okay, so as I said, your dharma, you have to perform your dharma alone, and finally comes your karma. Okay, so the fruits of your karma, whether they are good or whether they are bad, they have to be performed by you and you alone. No one can actually, inherit them from you, right? So that is the reason 9 is all alone. And finally, 9 is also death, right? 9 is also death, because 9 is the number of Mangala, Mars. So 9 is the number of death. So when you die, you cannot take your, you cannot take your sons and daughters along, you cannot take your spouse along, you cannot take your children along. Okay, you have to die alone. So that situation is also to be faced by absolutely alone, by your own. Okay. And 9 is also representing Mangala, because Mangala is Mrityu Karaka, right? Mangala is the Karaka for death, because Mangala, just like Saturn has two sons, Gulika and Mandi, similarly, Mangala has a son whose name is Mrityu. Okay, that is the reason it is said that in Bhavaratnakara that wherever Mangala goes, he will destroy at least one signification of that house, because he is taking his son along with him. Okay, he's taking Mrityu along with him. So he is killing, the Mrityu is killing one signification of the house wherever Mangala is sitting. Right. So now in Wednesday, worship any form of the divine. So as I said, 9 is your dharma and 9 is also the number of Mangala. So after 9 comes straight away 0. So there is no, there is absolute shunya, right? There is absolute shunya, and Mangala is a graha that loves to worship the divine. Okay, and be regular in your worship, and then engage in daily reading and writing activities. Okay, so this actually comes from Ganesha. Okay, so in most parts of the country, Ganesha would be worshipped either on Tuesday or Wednesday. But if you look at Ashtavinayak or Siddhivinayak, he is always worshipped on Tuesday. Okay, so that is the reason for Wednesday born people engaging in daily reading and writing activities will go a long way in ensuring your success, right? Then comes Thursday. So augment your existing skills and develop new skill sets. So if you are born on a Thursday, the 9th graha would be Mercury. Okay, so you have to augment your existing skills, because Mercury is the Karaka for skills. The better your Mercury is, the more skillful you will be. Okay, so as long as you're augmenting your existing skills, that means as long as you're improving your existing skills and you're developing new skill sets, your the Thursday born people would be getting good results. And then surrender and let go of things and people instead of controlling them. So Mercury, if you look at people who are mercurial, we often use the word mercurial people are those who are very, very calculative, will not take a single step or will not take a single decision without thinking twice, right? But then that can turn into negativity very, very quickly, because you don't like being around people who are too much calculative. You don't like being around people who take too much time to think what to say next or what to do next. Okay, and then Mercury is also the Karaka for the Upachaya houses along with Jupiter, right? So once you're letting go, once you're surrendering to to the Akash Tattva of Jupiter, your Mercury starts getting better. Okay, the surrendering, it actually comes from the Akash Tattva. If your Jupiter is afflicted, or if your Jupiter is badly placed or under curse, then you cannot surrender. Okay, you cannot surrender to the divine. But if you are surrendering, if you're surrendering whatever is happening, let it happen. Let me see what happens. So that is not only improving your Mercury, it is also bringing more Akash Tattva into your life. Friday. So read religious scriptures daily, especially the Bhagavad Gita or Srimad Bhagavatam. Okay, so this is Friday. The 9th graha from Friday is Jupiter, of course. So Jupiter represents religious scriptures, right? And then stop being overcritical and be appreciative of people and their qualities. So if you look at Venus, it exalts in a Jupiterian sign. It exalts in Pisces. Okay, so if Venus is debilitated, suppose Venus goes into Virgo or Venus is under is under curse, then those people would be extremely overcritical. And what is Pisces? Pisces means absolute freedom, freedom without restrictions, freedom without boundaries. And if you encounter a, if you come across a true guru, that true guru would never be, would never be critical of you. Okay, he would accept his student no matter what he is or what he is not, what he is or what he is doing or what he is not doing, right? But a true guru would never nitpick over what must be done or what must not be done, right? And then be appreciative of people and their qualities. So this is again, this is again a quality of Akash Tattva. A person with a well-placed Jupiter will always be appreciative of people and the things that they are bringing to the table. Okay, so don't be a, don't be a nitpicker of things. That is the underlying message here. Then comes Saturday. So the ninth graha from Saturn is, of course, Venus. So try to discover beauty wherever you go, even in ugly situations. So this is easier said than done. Okay, this is easier said than done, but this is a process that you must do. Okay, and this can be done not only for those people who are born on Saturdays, it can also be done by anyone if you want to improve your Venus. So try to discover beauty wherever you go. So do this exercise for maybe 2 to 3 minutes every day, wherever you go. Just sit still and be very observative of anything that you see. Okay, and then try to see beauty in that situation. Suppose you are, you are traveling by train and you see a slum area in the railway, in the near the railway lines. Be appreciative of that beauty. Try to find some kind of beauty in that slum area that you see. I mean, that slum area might look very, very ugly to you, but if you try to see beauty, all of a sudden your Venus will start improving. Maybe you see a very beautiful child coming up from that slum area, or maybe you can see a very beautiful lady holding a child and breastfeeding that child. All right, so this trying to discover beauty is actually an exercise that should be done. I'm repeating myself, that should be done not only by Saturday born people, but also by anyone who wishes to improve his or her Venus in the chart. Okay, then keep yourself and your house neat and tidy. So this is again Venus, because Venus is always, Lakshmi will never come to a place that is dirty. Lakshmi will never come to a place where which is filled with dirt, because dirt is Saturn. Okay, and dirt is Saturn. And Lakshmi will never come to a place that is filled with arguments. Okay, if you look at people with debilitated Venus, where people have Venus in Virgo, those people will be very, very argumentative in nature, and wherever there are arguments and wherever there are fights, Lakshmi will always run away. Okay, so this is very important, that to attract Lakshmi, you may not be able to do a very elaborate puja, but be neat and tidy. Keep your house neat and tidy. Have a good bath, maybe twice to thrice a day, right? Apply some perfume. So these are some of the ways where Lakshmi will be attracted. Otherwise, Lakshmi will run away. She'll never come to a place which is dirty, right? She'll never come to a place which is, which is filled with people who are argumentative by nature, who are, who are always quarreling, who are always fighting with each other. Okay, and then be a good listener, develop patience. So this is again a quality of, of Venus. Right. So being a good listener, okay, because Saturn is Vayu Tattva. Okay, Saturn is Vayu Tattva. So whenever you are listening, you are taking some time to listen. You'll see this problem again with people who have a Saturn Venus conjunction, or who have, who have an afflicted Saturn. They will not be able to listen properly. They will speak more and listen less. But this is not something that you must do. Okay, you must be a good listener. And this is again a general remedy that you can follow for Saturn. If you have an afflicted Saturn, then always be a, always be a good listener. Try to listen to what others have to say. Try to listen to others from their perspective. Don't look at the world from your own perspective. It brings narrow-mindedness. Okay, no one has absolute right to something that we call as truth. Okay, only God has, a truth will have several parts to it. There would be my truth, there would be your truth, and there would be truth that is not seen by me, or that is not seen by you. And the one who sees all parts of the truth, he is known as Bhagwan. Okay, the truth has several parts, and in Sanskrit, that part, the Sanskrit word for part is bhaga. Okay, bhaga. So the one who sees all parts of the truth, that is Bhagavan. Okay, that is Bhagwan. And there is a very famous saying there is a very famous saying in the Upanishads: who has complete dominion over all the truth? Indra has 100 eyes, Varuna has 1,000 eyes. You and me as human beings have only 2. Okay, so as human beings, we can never claim to have complete authority over truth, right? So be a good listener, develop patience, try to try to look at the other perspectives also. Try to look at situations from the perspective of others. It'll go a long way in developing your Saturn as well as your Venus. Yes, Swagataba, you might be wanting to ask something.
Yeah, actually, I am Saturday born. Okay.
Right.
So the thing is, like, I would like to know, like, for example, apart from keeping your house neat and clean, how do you actually, like, improve your Vayu Tattva?
Improving your Vayu Tattva, number one, the best way to do it is to do pranayam. Okay,
Okay.
that is one way. Then Kapal Bhati also.
Okay. So incense and all those things, do they, like, augment your Vayu Tattva?
They do. But incense can cause some problems to people who are allergic to them. Not all can take the smoke of incense. Okay. But one thing you can do is that you can give dhuni every day. That is one thing. Dhuna, which is said in Assamese.
Yeah, yeah.
That would be a good way to improve the Vayu Tattva, because that is said to drive out Alakshmi also. Okay. Because one name for Saturn is Jeshtha. Right?
Okay.
One name for Saturn is Jeshtha. And who is Jeshtha? Jeshtha is actually the elder sister of Lakshmi, who is also known as Alakshmi. So if you are lighting that dhuni or dhuna every day, you are actually driving away Lakshmi from your house.
Okay. And secondly, I wanted to know, like, when you are chanting, okay, that is also sound, right? Energy, mantra and all. So that also, like, improves your Vayu Tattva?
In a way, yes and no, because when you are doing a mantra, the mantra that is done generally and the mantra that is given by a guru would be very, very different. Okay.
Achha.
So if you are doing it if you are doing a mantra that is given by a guru, you'll have a complete different set of guidelines. Okay. But if you're doing a mantra in general, that is actually done in a very normal way. Okay. So if a mantra is given by a guru, then yes, it will improve that. But in general, yes or maybe no, depends on who is giving that mantra. Yes, Ashishi, it will be Jala Tattva, but Swagatava's questions are concerning Vayu Tattva, which he has asked. It will be Jala Tattva. You are right, sir.
Okay, what is Jala Tattva? Which is Jala Tattva?
Jala Tattva is all the watery planets, that is Chandra and Shukra. Agni Tattva is Surya and Mangala, and Ketu also. And Vayu Tattva would be Shani and Rahu. And Prithvi Tattva is Mercury. And Akash Tattva is Jupiter.
Okay, fine. Thank you.
All right. Okay, so I'm just putting up this forum for your questions. If you want to ask questions, you can go ahead. Else we can wrap up the class in the next couple of minutes. Yes, Swagata.
Yeah, I have, like, some Saturn and Moon combination, though I don't know which house and what. And generally, like, kind of, I go overcritical and overboard in analyzing things, and I'm very sensitive to energy and space and all. So,
See, Saturn and Moon combination will depend a lot upon degrees. A lot of bad things have been said about Saturn and Moon combination, but it is not always bad. Even Swami Vivekananda had that Saturn and Moon combination, but it was very those two planets were very, very far away from each other. Okay, Saturn and Moon combination is not good or will bring difficult results if they are very close to each other. Okay. And if you have a Saturn and Moon combination, the best remedy is to feed people. Okay, do a langar on Saturday. Maybe feed 10 people accordingly. So that is how that is how a general remedy would be. Feed people on Saturdays, poor people on Saturdays. That is the best remedy.
Okay, and like the security people and all who are there, like in your campus,
You can
and
do
all
that, but a good way, remedy would be to donate mustard oil to those people who are working under you.
Okay.
Yes, Ashish.
A quick question, sir. So for Saturn and Rahu, we don't really enhance that because they don't fall 9 to any ward, but
Right. See, because Saturn, you don't want Saturn, you don't want more of Saturn, because Saturn is the natural Badhaka. Okay, so his work is to create Badhaka and Badha in your work, and that is the reason why Saturn owns that 11th house as his Mula Trikona. Aquarius is his Mula Trikona. That is a place where it is so cold and dark that no planet dares to exalt there. Okay, only Rahu is comfortable. And although Saturn is Vayu, Rahu is the Vayu which is negative in nature. For example, if a body is rotting, so the smell that is coming from the body is Saturn, but the diseases that are coming from that rotting body, that is Rahu. Okay, that is how you look at it.
Okay, thank you.
Right. And Dr. Saab had, I suppose, had asked a question. When do you use Durga mantra for remedy afflicted Jalatatva? Suppose cancer is afflicted by Vayu like Shani. Cancer, Shani in Cancer is actually good in a way that it actually gives, it actually gives a career in politics. That is a Raj Yoga. Okay. And regarding afflicted Jalatatva, you have to see how Jupiter, how Venus and Chandra are placed, right? Durga mantra is generally used when your fourth house is afflicted. Okay. And if your first house is Cancer, suppose your first house is Cancer and that is afflicted by Saturn or Rahu, then you will use Chandi. Okay, then you will use Chandi. Very common mantra or very effective mantra is that Markandeya mantra, which is there from the Markandeya Purana. Namah Chandikaye. Okay, Namah Chandikaye. Fourth house Rahu is positive. Yes, then it would be Durga mantra. Okay, it would be Durga mantra. The Doom Bija has to be used accordingly. Okay, the Doom Bija has to be used. And for the benefit of everyone, I can give out the mantra. It is Om Hrim Shrim Dum Durgaye Namaha. Om Hrim Shrim Dum Durgaye Namaha. This has to be chanted. All right then. So I hope there are okay. So I hope there are no more questions. I'll be uploading this thing on YouTube, and on Saturday I hope to see all of you for the class on Arudha Lagna. So that would be one interesting class. We'll be doing that master class for a period of 2 to 3 weeks, and hopefully I'll be covering everything that relates to Arudha Lagna, because Arudha Lagna is your brand value, your brand image, how the world perceives you. Okay, so not much information is available on Arudha Lagna, but whatever I know or whatever information I can collect, or I have collected rather, I'll share it with you. All right then, thank you everyone. It was really a pleasure hosting all of you.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Yes, Ashish.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yes, Dr. Sir.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Namaste everyone.